Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. The theme of the 2022 midterms was on display last week during President Biden's press conference. He repeated the same question in different forms multiple times. What are Republicans for? What do Republicans stand for? What are the Republican ideas? And when someone foreshadows a strategy ahead of time, we are wise to prepare for that. So what's the answer? What are Republicans for? What are the ideas on the other side of the ideological aisle? It used to be that Republicans were for conservatism, which meant a smaller federal government. Republicans used to make the argument that the Constitution sets out the powers of the federal government, and whatever was not listed was left to the states or the people or the individual. It's an age-old question. Is this the responsibility of the federal government, the state government, the community, the church, the private sector, the family, or the individual? We don't hear the argument for conservatism made much anymore. The argument is now centered more toward scope and size. Republicans don't talk about closing government departments as much as they do making those departments smaller. Republicans don't talk about ending government programs as much as they talk about making those programs more efficient. This time last year, prominent Republicans were advocating for even larger COVID relief payments to qualifying Americans. Republicans themselves now offer federal legislation on school curriculum and tort reform and state and local police departments. It seems as if the argument has morphed from one of smaller federal government to one of a more competent yet larger federal government. To carry the day with any argument, you have to know what that argument is. So are Republicans running on a platform of a smaller federal government, or are Republicans now arguing for just a slower rate of government growth coupled with competency? And no matter your position, government competence should be part of the argument. A government that doesn't send COVID relief funds to the wrong people. A government that can actually keep people in jail on bond that have lengthy criminal records. A government that can drone the right car in Afghanistan. A government that can secure the border and fix the supply chain and crack down on violent crime. We shall see what arguments are made this fall, but first we need to know precisely where those arguments will be made. Our country is going through redistricting, which is the redrawing of political lines based on the census. Some states lost houses in Congress, others gained, and that's called reapportionment. And it happens every 10 years, and it's important. And for some of us, it's fascinating. Who gets to draw the lines? How will those lines be drawn, and when?
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.